The inevitable Marcus Rashford scores again. Come on, yes. This guy's
Mm-hmm.
inevitable for everybody. It
He's too good.
looks
He's too
like
good.
he's too good. And there is this argument about him, Foden, or Saka, buy, sell, bench. And I'm gonna get into it later. But Man United today, we did the job. With to be honest, it was the game started really like on the edge and stuff like this, but it was just a walk in the park at the end. The quality difference is so apparent, it's unbelievable. The likes of Bruno, even Vigors didn't look that bad, he looked okay.
Game was
But
open.
yeah, but
The
Palestri,
game was
bro.
the game was very very open. So it's I can't really. There's not much else to really say about the game.
Palestri.
Let's face it. Like there could have been goals everywhere. There could have been goals everywhere and anywhere. Rashford could have got more. He skied it. They're gonna score an absolute weldy. Veghorst in the first half, right at the end, could have scored. They could have scored. De Gea with some good saves as well. It's mental, isn't it? So
You could have had Rashford should have had a hat trick. He had two 1-on-1s apart from the goal. Like the 1-2 that he played with Bruno Fernandes was phenomenal. And he should have scored that, at least for
I
the
think he
for
was. Oh yeah, that was one.
that
Sancho just shoot. There could have been goals everywhere, man, everywhere. But it wasn't. It just didn't
exactly.
happen.
So big up RJ in the chat as well with us. Samarine Onsongo is saying going through the lot matters. I think that's all that mattered, to be honest. No Casemiro for 4 games now. Listen, one game at a time. It's Fulham in the cup. You're still on in the cup, so it's just Fulham coming
Yeah, Man United
in
look
the
leggy though.
weekend.
They look leggy.
Yeah, a little bit tired, of course. Too many
I like
games.
Pelestri. Pelestri was my favorite player that day. Today, anyways. I don't know. I don't know. Like I thought he was wicked.
I
It
just
was
said
just a
that
little
he
bit.
was absolutely phenomenal. He's
It's a little bit
phenomenal.
different. I don't know, like as well, like it's just the lack of technical ability you can see from Betis compared to Man United is it's like night and day. But then they lack raw like pace and power in their team. That's probably why they were lacking anything really. There was no bullies in their team. I mean, they were in on goal a couple times, but they didn't really we just. I don't know what to say about Man United. You know when you can just kill off a game from a counter attack. Like they say we're really good at counter attacking, but at the same time we're really not.
I think your finishing could have been better. Even for Rashford today, could have been better. You could have killed the game off like early, especially after that first 15 minutes when they came out of the dressing room fired up, thinking that they can do it. They had a couple of chances. Iosi Perez in the earlier put it wide, and David he had a couple of saves, and then after that it settled. Bruno Fernandes took over the game. Casemiro as well was absolutely great. Palestri, though, he's the guy that is super duper direct. It's unbelievable. Takes the ball, runs at the defense, and it just
It's
shakes
true.
everybody.
It's
It
true
just
though.
shakes everybody. You know what I mean?
He
Like
doesn't lose the
everybody
ball.
just
He doesn't lose the ball in
panics.
it. Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
doesn't lose the ball.
everybody panics when he runs at the defense and start to dribble the first and the second one. I think the opposition panics. They're like, what is he going to do next? Because he is able to dribble one, two, and then play the pass, which is something that I'm not. It's not a dig at Anthony, but you see the difference. You see what I'm talking about. Someone is direct, but also I feel like he's down to earth. He knows his place. He knows that he's not a senior player. He can dribble and
Yeah,
do
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
but also he's involved. I liked him
That's
today. He's my
that's
man
the
of the
one.
match
That,
today.
that's the one. He's involved, isn't it? So I don't know. Man United into the next round. Obviously, Arsenal going to be playing the next 15 minutes. So I'm not really trying to keep this going for too long. But I want to do some player ratings on top of that. And what I don't know, man. I feel like this break couldn't come at a better time, Mo, man. Like honestly, Man United really need to recover off something. There's got to be something that gives because the leggy out is just look like Fred was a bit of everywhere. He looked like more like the number 10 than Bruno. If I'm being honest, in the first half, I saw Fred more advanced than anyone. Why is Fred more advanced than Bruno? Does that mean Bruno's tired? It was only like the other what last week, the other week, where we're talking about Bruno saying that he can play for like 8 hours a day and shit. Clearly not, man.
Oh,
Like, like he was garbage, man. Rashford, let's face it, his overall game was garbage. Everyone was crap. Do you know what our best player was? It's probably Sandro Martinez and Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire was okay. It wasn't great. It's too slow.
No, he's slow, but he dealt with everything, did he not?
I thought it was too many chances behind him and he had to recover. For me, I rate defenders not like I rate defenders like Lisandro Martinez was like they are proactive defenders. They're not reactive defenders. Lisandro Martinez is very proactive. He reads the play before, go to the tackle before the offensive player turn. I
I
think
hear it.
Maguire is too reactive to be a Manchester United player.
No. I'm not saying Harry Maguire is like exactly the best thing in the world. Like he's really not the best player in the world. Obviously not, and nowhere near a top centre back. But he done his job. You get what I mean? He put in some vital blocks. So I'm not gonna
Marcus,
slander him.
Marcus, why are you saying Palestri was rubbish? What do you expect?
How is Pelestri rubbish? He's done more than Anthony in one game than Anthony's done in 5.
What is that?
If I'm being
Why?
honest.
Why you got like what? Why the slander? By the way, I don't. I want to get something straight. Both of them are exactly the same age,
Who?
21 and 21.
Who's that?
Palestri and Anthony.
No, Anthony's 23.
Easy. I thought you guys said 21. Okay, maybe I misheard that. But Palestri today, let's see how many dribbles he completed today. Completed 3 dribbles only. I thought it was way more than this. But let's get Michael in. Michael, hey, my man, you enjoying this? It's not the one that you wanted a little bit of a battering, right? You did as well for this game.
To be honest, for this game, I just wanted to like focus on performances. I didn't really care about like the score line because we're up 4-1, so not really an issue. But Paleschi for me was probably our best attacker, like you guys have mentioned. I thought he was very direct, like you guys said. So that's a breath of fresh air on the right wing. I thought Casemiro was absolutely amazing today. If you look at his like stat sheet, it's just like all over the place. He created like 4 chances, won 11 duels. That's probably his best performance in a long time because I think he's been one of the players that's looked leggy as of recently. I thought Maguire was decent. I mean, the standard isn't like the highest for Harry Maguire. We'll take what we could get at this point. We all know,
I give you that one, man.
I mean, we all know he's leaving in the summer, so just give us a decent performance when you're playing, and that's all that matters. It's not like he has a long-term future at the club. No disrespect to him, obviously. And I thought Malacia did really good too, especially the second half.
I liked him in the second half. You know when he played more inverted? You get that? Like he played more inverted and he let Sancho and just do your thing kind of situation. He tried to play more inside. I thought we dealt with that quite well. That's where Malacia thrives off, man. But when you play Malacia on a touchline like there was just issues, in my opinion. Him and Marcus Rashford don't really link up that well, if I'm being truly honest. Marcus Rashford needs someone to go on the outs. That's why him and Shaw probably have something a bit better because it's a bit like Zinchenko and Martinelli. It just don't work. Just don't. They utilize the same space. So I hear it.
Yeah, I mean,
let me get Najee in as well. What's up, my man?
People.
The smile is there. We're happy. Happy Man United fans everywhere.
Always, man.
Now.
This is positive, man. This is positive, man. It's obviously we did the business in Old Trafford. Do you know what I mean? Normally, quarterfinals, going into quarterfinals, you expect to have like 2 games where it's quite close. But I think this is a sign of Man United actually just being able to cruise in club competitions. And at serious stages of the season where you get a lot of games. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're now coming up to a stage where you want to go quarterfinals, but you've done the business at home. Now sort of bounce back after Liverpool with a team that wasn't amazing, but they got the results in the end. The performance was shambolic, but
I don't think so. Why are you saying that?
In shambolic in terms of what we've seen the best this season. I think if this was a performance that we did last season, I'd say, oh, you know what, that was a decent performance. Like Maguire had a decent game. Like, of course, his deficiencies were shown, but just because your deficiencies are shown doesn't necessarily mean you've had a poor game, because sometimes your deficiencies are going to get shown up. You can't do nothing about that. But overall, his game was great. And if they had a game like this last season, I feel like, yeah, decent. But because of the standards that we've seen now have raised, that is an underwhelming performance. And I'm just keeping things into perspective. Do you know what I mean? The perspective is simple for me. Like, I'm not getting carried away with where we've come from. You know, it's easy when you're doing good to forget where you come from. And this is like, what, 8-9 months now into the manager's season? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not expecting flawless results, but you've gone away to Betis. You've got the results in the end that you needed just to shut up shop with Palestri having his first start, Maguire having a run out. You know, I know Rashford looked leggy and stuff, but then comes out with a worldie. Like, it happens that way sometimes, man. And sometimes getting the result, we wouldn't have been able to do this last season. Villarreal, etc., etc. We wouldn't have been able to do these performances and come away with a win. So I'm cool, man. We're in the quarterfinals. That's the most positive thing in competitions at this stage.
Who do you want to avoid?
Don't avoid no one, bro. Take anyone.
No, one team you really want to avoid, to be honest.
Who?
Juventus.
No,
They're
I'll take
absolutely. It's just the way they play football, man. It's strange.
I'm
It's just
listen.
strange.
I'm a football fan. Yeah. Like I want to see
Mm.
the best go at it. When we drew Barcelona, I was like, perfect, because we need to see character from these players. Like it's not only just performances and like, neat football. You want to see character. You want to see the personality. You want to see can they overcome challenges. And when the pressure's on, yeah, Man United players should be able to adapt to that level of pressure and continue to provide. That's what I grew up watching Man United players do. So that's the standard. So put the pressure on them. See if this manager and these players can step up. Yes, we know some of them ain't got it all that. Do you know what I mean? And of course, we're going to need at least 2 seasons to see with Ten Hag's first 11. But this team has shown time after time since getting clapped by Liverpool, getting clapped by City, that we have certain moments where people challenged our mentality and we've come through. I want to see it again. So give me Juve, man. Give me Juve. Then what? Who's talking then?
Yeah, we've already dealt with Barcelona. Why can we not be dealing with everybody else?
Why
right?
not? No, I'm not on
I
that
hear
sweetness,
you.
man. If we get slapped up, we get slapped. You know what I mean? I'm sure Juve would have to have a big man game to slap us up. Standard procedure. That's football for you. That's football,
You know what
man.
nearly pissed me off? You know, Sancho was on side and he didn't square it to Elanga. I swear down, I'd have been absolutely pissed off. I guarantee, no matter what happens, then I'll be pissed off at that.
Of course.
I
That's
would.
good though. That's what you need.
Speaking of Sancho, you guys realize that seeing Pelestri start over him today means that his time as a winger at Man United is over. He's basically backup 10. Like that's
You
pretty much
reckon?
it. I think so. I don't think Ten Hag rates him as a winger. He's too slow.
No, I hear it, but he just needs to. I think he just needs to come into form. That's the way I look at it, anyways. Like I don't know, man. He looks at him as the backup left winger right now, maybe potentially.
What about Naji? What about Palestri and Anthony?
Listen, I know people get onto Anthony. I rate Palestri because he's different. He's different to Anthony. What people want to see in Anthony, they see in Palestri. That's what ticks him over the head in terms of he will go past the player or attempt. But that's not a reason for me to put my grounds in to say that's the reason he should start over Anthony. I look at Ten Hag's system. What does Ten Hag need? And it's not just shit on the ball. It's what he does coming back, the positions he holds and maintains, the lines that he holds, the patience in terms of waiting to break lines. For me personally, Anthony has to start over Palestri. Do they both have areas to improve? Of course. Are they at both different stages of their career? Of course. So you have to give patience either way on an individual basis. But listen, Palestri had an opportunity today. And I didn't see too much from him that gave me that spark. But I don't expect to either when it's your first start. So it's we live in a social media world, like I said just over there, man. The social media world tells us that we have to judge straight away. You can only have 2-3 games and you're called shit. I grew up in an era where if a young player like Makeda has to come through, you have to give him a season. You know, like that was it. That was it for me. So I'm quite easy with it, man. But Palestri shouldn't be starting. He deserves cameos like this when he has cameos off the bench. He deserves games like this where you kind of won the time, you need to get over and still perform. But now Anthony needs to come through. I just wish that Anthony had a right foot, man. I really do, because he breaks. You laugh, but it's damaging. It's damaging because it stifles attacks. It stifles attacks. And
Listen now, Arjen Robben didn't have a right foot, and he was one of the superstars of the world football for years. I think it's all depends on how you play.
Yeah, but Anthony
and how
lacks
effective you
explosive.
are.
Arjen and Ben, this is what people don't understand, right? Get a comment out, man. People don't understand with Arjen and Ben, flipping, he was explosive. Like his burst of acceleration, it's hard to pick him up, and he had a lot closer. He had much better balance as well than Anthony. Anthony's got decent balance, by the way. But Robben could literally get away from 1 and 2, and no matter what you know what he's gonna do, you just can't keep up with it. Anthony, when he does his cut in, it takes that 2 seconds, like to react to it. His own foot. I don't want to judge him right now. I've been on Spaces right for ages talking about Anthony, like for the last couple days. I can't be bothered to even talk about it until next season. I'll see what he does next season. Same with Sancho when we got more players, better players, if we do, and then go from judging from there, innit? Like same with Palestri as well. Like judge them accordingly to next season, not this season.
My star boys are mad, man. Been saying it from early. Man can go check my tweets. I've been saying it from early. Man, we're chatting about Garnacho, Starboy. I'm talking Ahmad. Always have. Even when Oli had him, I was saying Ahmad's the guy. Trust me, like his IQ is yonks ahead of where it should be. The confidence that he's got on that ball is ridiculous. The only thing people talk about is strength, but a lot of players his age, playing the way that he played, did not have a lot of strength, but his center of gravity allows him to stay on his feet either way. We draw fouls, no problem. But the Iron Robben thing, Mo, I know that Iron Robben was predominantly left-footed, right? But the small, intricate details to Robben is that he didn't not want to touch the ball with his right. When Anthony dribbles, it's always outside of his left foot on one angle going out. That's when he's most potent running at players. He has to have a perfect angle to get onto to run. Every touch is left foot. Every touch is left. He hesitates with everything on his right. Very rarely does he have that many touches with his right when he's dribbling. Iron Robben will happily take a touch on the right foot with the ball and will happily take 2 or 3 touches to knock himself into space to then drop back on his left. Anthony, everything is left foot, left foot, left foot, left foot. It's extreme. So he then stops himself from either being able to attack a man in the way he wants to so he can get onto his left because he hasn't got the perfect running angle. Robben could take a touch on his right, take another touch to come inside, shake the defender. You know he's going to go left. He'll hold the balance and then drop later. That's what happens with Robben. Anthony don't do that. If he's running at a man, he has to run at an angle with the left foot. Just watch him. Just watch him. Unapologetically watch him. Every touch, every dribble, left foot, left foot, left foot. When he gets caught up, does his right foot chop? Sorry, he has got a right foot. He can chop with his right foot. Does the right foot chop? He goes backwards. So it's those.
So if you wanna compete, Hamza, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the show, man. If you wanna compete next year, the Man United guys here, do you guys have to stick with Anthony? Do you need another winger like Marcus Rashford can score, or
need another fucking right back?
Anthony.
We need another right back. No, we need another right back. No, we need another right back as well. Like we need someone explosive that wants to go beyond the winger. Delo's too scared. Like Delo's actually, like, I hate to say it, but he's a pussy when it comes to attacking. Like he gets scared of what's going on behind him. That's why he never does it. Wan-Bissaka goes forward, but going forward isn't Wan-Bissaka's quality. We need someone else on that right hand side to really
Well, it doesn't matter, guys. Kyle Walker doesn't go forward.
I know, but Kyle Walker's old now, man. Look at Kyle Walker.
No, what I mean is that if you have an explosive winger that can score goals on that side, you don't need a right back to do the overlap.
No, look, Mahrez isn't explosive, but what Mahrez has is extremely good balance, extremely close dribbling and stuff like that. And
he's way more talented, right?
Exactly. He's just there. But I think Anthony can become something like that because he is only 23 years old. It's just that I feel we just need more of a team. He doesn't need to be tracking back. Our wingers shouldn't need to flip and track back all the way to our half, technically, because big teams don't get me wrong, they press and win the ball back within 2 seconds and they're on the break quick. Where Anthony has to go all the way back because our midfield is shit. That's why. That's the reality.
I look Another example is Chelsea with him. So carry on.
No, sorry, brother. I was just about to say we don't even have overlappers. Like Ten Hag doesn't play with his fullbacks overlapping there, and they underlap.
I've seen Shaw overlap many times this season. I've seen Shaw overlap many times this season.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, okay. Fundamentally, when you go your 6 up the front, right, your wide men. If the ball's being shifted from left to right in the far pocket, you'll see Anthony hug the touchline. His wingers hug the touchline. They take the widest part of the pitch. The fullbacks go inwards. That's mainly on the setup. In certain occasions, you will see where the play makes an overlap run because it's a 2-to-1. You need to drag the defender. But in terms of the shape and what Ten Hag sets up with his 6 at the front and then there's 1 in the 3, when that ball's being shifted, his wingers are the widest, his fullbacks invert.
But then it wouldn't make sense to have inside. Why would then that don't make really for me in that kind of system? What don't make sense for me is then why don't you have the same footed type of wingers on the same side, like right footed on the right and left footed on the left? So
because Ten Hag likes to have everything to come inside, so he creates space from the inside. If you look how he uses his
doesn't serve the forward, Najee.
Yeah, but one thing you failed to say is the fullbacks ain't there to score nothing. They're just there to in case of counter attacks.
Yeah, but that's what I'm listen.
He creates over. In the end,
in the end, what Ten Hag does.
Yeah, so, but I'll tell you what Ten Hag does. He creates overloads. He creates overloads with not just the forward 3 in the end, even though they start wide, they come inside, but he creates overloads through the midfielders and stuff. So
if they're coming inside, that means they're coming in on their stronger foot.
And then after all, if it doesn't work, left back and right back are typically there on the overlap to create and take away a player because it creates space.
No, but if the fullbacks are on their edge of their 18-yard box on the corner and you're starting your attack, so when you start your attack and you collect the ball. So you'll see Bruno receive the ball, and it goes either to one of the it will go to either centre back, either to Liche or to Casemiro. Yeah, Bruno makes his run. The ball starts out wide. So the moment that winger gets that ball, you'll start seeing the movements happen. Winger comes inside. The right fullback, if it's on Anthony's side, will hang around the 18-yard box, in and around that little corner box, the 18-yard box. The right back is in that position predominantly, pulling defenders out, which then makes the room for the other following 8s to go in. When the right back then takes over the winger's spot, the winger is then in the right back spot where he was on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Too technical, Nashi. Too technical. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just saying that's what I want. So put the patterns of play, that's what's going on. Like, I'm not saying I rate it fully, because I would like to have a winger like United, go down the wing, bomb it in. But if that's what Ten Hag wants to do, then that's what we have to plan it off.
But
surely.
Hamza, let me ask you a question. But how is that the plan for Ten Hag? Yes, at Ajax he had false nines, but if you're going after Osimhen, true number 9, or Harry Kane, why would you not? You need wingers that will whip it in, play across, get inside, assist more than score. Marcus Rashford, we know he's gonna assist. He's gonna have tons of assists when you start having a proper number 9. But Anthony, he's not gonna cross the ball. He tucks inside, pass the ball, play to the line, hold the ball. He's not gonna guy who is give you 10, 15 assists a season.
Yeah, it's happening at the moment. He didn't really do that at Ajax last season as well, and that's where his price just went up through what he did in the Champions League, not really what he did in Eredivisie for Ajax as well. So that's why Ajax held on to him for so long as well, because of the potential of what he can do as well. And I agree with what Cass said earlier about we just have to wait until next season to see how he works. If we do get another centre midfielder in, if we do get that number 9 in, because last season we were speaking about we're going to get a number 9 as well, but we still haven't from last season. I'm not counting Wout, where of course has a number 9 when he plays as a false 9 or a 10 sometimes. And that's kind of what it is, because when I looked at the game today, and I've seen it a couple of times this season, a lot of the players aren't really trusting Wout Weghorst in the middle of the pitch. So that's why you're not really seeing them cross the ball in, you're not seeing them be direct. And I kind of get that point from earlier about we're not having that direct winger. We don't have someone like an Antonio Valencia who just run the line, cross it in. We haven't had that for quite a while. So that's why you're kind of looking at this right-hand side. Pellistri is going to have a couple more cameo appearances for the rest of the season. Rashford will be the one that will be direct, but I can see why Erik ten Hag will persist with Anthony on that right-hand side personally, because we need that number 9 to be in there to allow Anthony to get these assists, but there's not a lot of ownership on Anthony at the moment from what I can see in this Man United side. What do you think, Mo?
You guys, Michael, Cass?
I mean,
anyone want to add about Anthony before we move on from Anthony? Because he's taking too much time.
I can't lie. I'd bully. If I'd played up against Anthony, I think I'd bully him. I can't lie. I'm a fullback. I think I'd actually eat him. I think I'd eat him. I can't eat it. Every time, you know, I'm just being honest here. A player that's so predictable that can't do much, honestly, like I think I'll keep up. Like I'm not saying I'm the world's, but I think there's some semi-pro footballers that can definitely keep up with that guy. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a reason why he's a pro footballer right now, innit? You don't get there professional against professional, but when you're so predictable, you just got to do one thing. I know you're going to go inside. I just know you're going inside. And I know 1 times out of 10, you probably get a goal. Once. That's fine by my books.
And we saw that difference at the World Cup as well with Rafinha and Anthony as well. That's why Rafinha started all the games for Brazil and Anthony didn't really make an impact for Brazil at the World Cup, because Anthony can only go inside. Rafinha can go back on the outside, chop back onto his right foot as well. Probably not as well as you would expect, but he's still got more to his game, and that's why Barcelona have got him at the moment playing such good football.
If he doesn't vary, this ain't even should be about Anthony, to be honest. We just beat Real Betis, innit? But I'm just saying, like, if he doesn't vary up his game, his time's going to be done at Man United before we know it. I'll be real.
So I want to move on from this and go to the midfield, guys. No Casemiro, 4 games, starting from the FA Cup. What do you see happening there? How would you approach these games? How do you cope without Casemiro for 4 games? It's a lot of time without Casemiro.
It's a bit of time. It's a bit of time, isn't it?
Yeah, so Sabitzer and Scott McTominay probably gonna have to be a thing. I think I'm actually tired of I'm tired of seeing Fred right now.
I agree with that.
Even Ten Hag taking him off as well. He normally plays 90 minutes, but he subbed him off early today.
Yeah, he's played a lot of games. Don't get wrong. Like, I'd rather Fred just do what he does best. Come on, you know, shut up the shop. You know, shut up shop and do your thing. Against someone like Fulham, who quite physical in the midfield, especially with Palhinha, Fred will get bullied. Even at Old Trafford, I don't really want to see that for him. Even Andreas Pereira might give him a run. Scott McTominay should be able to deal with Andreas Pereira. There's a reason why we got rid of him. They're both like 2 peas in a pod. You know what I mean? Got literally varies of small amounts of talent in my books. But he's not. But to be fair, Pereira's done really well for Fulham this season. He's got like the 3rd highest amount of assists. You know that.
Made a name for
Yeah.
himself, which is good
Made a
for him
name
as
for
well.
himself, but we should be
He's not
dealing
a
with this
bad.
guy.
He's not a bad player. It just didn't work out for him
It's-
at Man United. There's a lot of players that doesn't work out in certain environment. It just
If
didn't
you're
work
telling
out.
me though, even without Casemiro, anyone on this panel, if you're telling me you're scared of Fulham coming to Old Trafford or Everton or Brentford, even without Casemiro, then you need to wobble your head a little bit. I'll be honest. We shouldn't be scared of these teams. It might the only way I see us dropping points is Newcastle or another
Yeah,
red card.
Newcastle away, something silly
I
like
saw
that.
Brentford is still a tough game though. They've only lost like one game in 2023.
And
It's
Fulham.
not like some walk in the park. And if,
Do you know the
bro,
funny?
like,
Do you know the funniest thing? Lavia put the exact same tackle against a Brighton player yesterday. No red card, nothing. No VAR
Nothing, man.
decisions, nothing. Exactly the same thing. If anything, it probably looked worse.
Yeah, it was
It
awful.
did
that.
look
But
worse.
I need to ask you guys as well. What's your thoughts on Bruno Fernandes in the two? Because we saw that against Southampton as well. Do you reckon Ten Hag will persist with that and have Sancho as number 10? Because I didn't like it on the weekend.
That's not. You know what? That's not a bad option. You know, that's not a bad option. That's
at
not, I
home
don't
it would
mind.
work,
It's a
but
bit
it's
for
just-
Bruno. It's a bit for Bruno. I don't mind that because that means I don't need to witness Scott McTominay.
nah, bro. Pull up with that against Paulinho and we're losing 4-0.
Yeah, but
if we pull up.
It's not about
What do
Paulinho, guys. Guys, come
Bruno-
on.
it is about
Guys,
Benitez.
Guys,
Nah,
the
he's
way
looking at those guys like-
no, the way you look at football, guys, is very offensive, very attacking minded.
Yeah, but it's Fulham. They
way.
got like one. What is it? Like the
Nah.
third worst
Nah.
defense in the league.
No, it's
Nah,
impossible.
bro, they're still a
What
decent
you
team,
say?
man. Nah.
Dude,
No, Bruno can't.
Southampton had
But only
50% of the chances because you didn't
only
because
the
you
only
had two attacking midfielders next to Casemiro, which is one of the best DMs in the world.
That's not the reason why we drew.
Oh, no. I didn't say that's what the reason we drew. Southampton had tons of chances in the beginning because you have no defensive
Tons of
midfielder.
chance-
I'm
tons of
not
chances.
saying
they had one with Wanby, and I think there was one that went across goal across the hair in the first half. I
exactly.
literally-
So they were
witnessed it,
able to
bro.
bypass the midfield.
That's the thing. They got through our midfield, and then they didn't have the quality up front in the area. But the thing is, they're getting through our midfield. Bruno in the 8, as much as I rate his creativity, he don't have the character and the personality when we're under pressure to maintain composure, the same way that Casemiro can. And for me, I don't want to see him there, and I believe that's the reason why Ten Hag started to play, although slower, although defensively inept in comparison to Bruno. That's why Eriksen played deeper and Bruno played higher, because Bruno's better in terms of his ability to run the absolute yards. Even if he's in the 10, he's tracking back into that midfield, making a slide tackle from behind, putting pressure on the man from behind. But therefore, Eriksen then gets let off a little bit more time. Eriksen gets bypassed 24/7 in that midfield. However, because the shape is better, because Bruno's putting that pressure on the runner coming back most of the time in the key areas or spaces, either on the specific runner with the ball or into the key areas where the danger areas are, it allows Casemiro to read that play and give us an opportunity in midfield. I don't think Bruno playing in that 8, although can do a job, will do a good enough job for the rest of the season there. So I've got to go Sabitzer. He's the more level-headed in midfield. You have to go Sabitzer, and whoever you want to pair him with, whether it's Fred
It's gotta be
whatever.
McTominay. He's the only.
Nah, I
Fred
want
was-
Mano, bro. I can't lie.
I
Mano's
like-
composed, man.
Nah, he
I'd
ain't
rather
playing.
start Mano. I don't
Mano's
give a
not
shit.
starting, though,
Ten Hag ain't playing no
He's
youth.
signing.
He,
Of course
it's-
he's not, but that's
it's
me.
business
That's what I'm
time
saying.
of season.
My preference, not Ten Hag's. Like, I'll speak for my preference. My preference, I'm playing Mano because he's so calm on the ball.
We're not doing this again, Neji, man. We're not doing
Well,
this
we
again.
just
I
started
see
it, bro.
all over again.
I
just
think
done
you're
it,
gonna
bro.
see. I think you're gonna see the fullbacks tucking in a little more though to bring some more like kind of help.
We
in
can't
midfield.
do that again. I don't think we can do that against Fulham. Not with Anthony Robinson and their wide players. that
Maybe not
literally
against
got-
Fulham. I'm talking about like in terms of like the 4 games overall. You're like just overall.
Yeah, we're
you
gonna
might
have
see-
to. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. We got no choice to help McTominay out unless McTominay decides he wants to bring back his purple patch.
I just
I
need
need
4
that
weeks.
purple-
I just need 1 month. That's all we need. Just 1 month of purple patching. That's all we need from him.
It's not even.
Let's
A,
see,
it's
man.
not even that. We got like 3 games in like 8-9 days in the Prem, so it's literally 9 days.
Realistically, though, are we really going to go for the Prem? I mean, it's seeming like, yes, we know
What-
another
what-
trophy is necessary, but
For the Prem,
points-wise, given the how can I put it? Given the shortage of our squad at the moment, for whatever reason, whether you call it referees or whatever, injuries, whatever you want to call it, we've got a shortage now. Is that enough to see us for the whole season if Man City and Arsenal slip up? I don't think it is, personally.
did you
Oh,
say? Wait. That thought is not even in my head whatsoever.
That's your head, bro. It's in mine, bro.
Why
gonna-
why would I think of anything about winning any sort of Premier League? What the fuck?
Wait, what do you mean? I
You
never
I'm
said
focused
winning
on
the
top.
Premier
You
League.
said go for the Prem.
Yeah, go for it. I never said winning it. Go for it. There's a
We're
difference.
not going for. We're not.
There's a difference. You need to
No,
understand the difference.
He means that go for every game with the right
Yes.
11.
Yeah.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, we do, because right now there's a period where Tottenham and Liverpool have some hard fixtures coming up.
So
Yeah,
you
for themselves.
agree? You
For
agree
themselves.
with what he's
We
That's
saying?
our
what I'm
next
saying,
five.
yeah.
Yeah. So for our next five, we do need to go for it, in my opinion, regardless. We
Yeah, but
need
can
to,
we though?
because
Have we got the depth to
I don't
do
want.
so?
I'm not gonna bank us winning no Europa League right now. I think we'll win it, but I'm not gonna bank on it. I think we need to at least get 4 out of 5 wins to just be like, cool, that third place is whatever. Until we play Tottenham, that game there, which is like the 6th game, by the way, in 5 Premier League games, I believe. Them games are crucial, because no matter what, when we go to Tottenham, we're gonna fuck them up. We always fuck them up. You no matter how shit Man United are, we fuck them up. It's as easy as that. So I'm not worried about that. But that third position needs to be secure. So when we do go play the cup finals and everything, we can play weaker sides towards the end of the season, like your Kobe Mayanos and Pelestris. Who else is there, man? Dare I say Harry Maguire?
Oh, what happened to Iqbal? Is he injured?
Nah, he just don't exist.
Just don't
Oh,
exist.
mad.
Man said
He's
don't
just happy.
he was-
He's happy in
he was-
reserves at the moment.
Man said
Getting
adios.
games.
He was a pre-season wonder, man.
Wow.
The way it looks like.
Pre-season Pirlo again. Same as Pereira. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. I just think
Wow.
with him, I think he needs to be exposed to first team football a little bit more. Probably bulk up a little bit, see how his balance is and everything, and then he might come in the fold. But he's still
You
bare
love the
young, man.
balance. You talk about the balance a lot tonight, man.
You have to, man. If you're
about the balance.
ball playing centre mid, man, your balance better be good. Because if
Has
you
to
get
be
knocked
there,
off, like it's like who is it? Who they're saying like who's bare weak? See, like Fabio Vieira. As soon as the wind blows on him, that guy's falling over. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, man.
Like,
Couple of decibels from the away end and he's gone, man. That's it.
that's the one. That's the
Crazy.
one,
But
man.
anyway, it's a good win away from home. Easy, to be honest. I don't think the players are gonna be tired for Sunday. To be honest, it's 3 days, but the travel back and everything. You guys are confident for the win. Just last thing for Sunday, the cup quarterfinal.
Hopefully. I think I'm going,
Yeah.
you know, Kaz. I think I'm going, so
I'm not
we'll
going.
have to catch up, man, if you're going. But
No, I ain't going.
you know, no, I think man, we'll see, man. I'm hoping for a win. I'm gonna go 2-1 United. That's and keep it at that, man. I'm just gonna go 2-1 United. Just a humble victory, but a difficult one.
I think
I
it'll
was
be
gonna
a
say penalty.
3-1. Yeah, it'll go to extra time. It could go to extra time because there's no replays for the quarterfinals. I'll go for a 3-1 win. I think we're going to be comfortable against Fulham.
Let's just hope Arsenal get knocked out today, man. Somehow, one way or another, penalties, something.
Flipping Asna. Yeah, man.
One
I
question I've got.
love Arsenal in the final. I swear to God, they better step up like it's the Premier League, bro. I don't give a shit. Take Arsenal in the final. Europa. I don't care what final it is, bro. I actually don't care. It could be the Cadbury's cream egg final. I don't give a shit, bro. You play Arsenal, you have to slap them this season, bro. Have to slap them. I don't give a shit. You go there, you go 4-2, 4-1. You get 4 goals minimum against Arsenal. You have to. That's fact. Yeah, let's bring on Arsenal. Actually, bring on Arsenal. I don't care. Can we get them in the quarters?
We can.
Yes.
Yeah, they won't do that, though.
Anybody,
They
it's
won't do
anybody
that.
now.
Let's
It's a
go
draw
Arsenal.
now.
They're building that for a final. They're saving that for the final. Let's be serious. Arsenal versus Man United. They're saving that for the final. They're gonna rig it for that.
No,
True.
I don't think so.
What do you think they're
the
gonna?
I don't
Do you
think
think the international break will be better for us or worse for us coming up?
Better.
Better.
It's got to be better, man. Has to be. A lot of these players are not even going to international break.
They better
so-
fake injury. I need Rashford to fake
I need
a toe
Rashford
injury
to
or
fake an
something.
injury or
Like, bro, he don't
something.
even need to go.
Rashford's
He
been
won't
called
even
up.
start.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
been
Foden
called
and
up.
Saka as always.
Yeah. Hopefully, go on. Hopefully, just do it.
Yeah, and the best thing is Rafael Varane obviously retired from France as well. So the fact that he's going to be fully fresh when he comes back, that's a big blessing in disguise as well. Coming
So
back for
Bits
the
and needs
full
those
game.
minutes. He better play.
Well, we gotta trust Ralph Ragnick to play him then. That's what we're gonna depend on.
Oh,
Anyway,
Ralph. Yeah,
so-
good question.
Let's see if what happens on Sunday. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for checking Najee, Michael, Hamza. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it, guys. Congratulations for the win. On to the next round, and we'll see Sunday what happens. Appreciate you guys being here. And
Thank you, Mo.
we'll
Appreciate
see you
it.
guys next time. So thank you, everybody. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon. We're out.
Thanks.